In the exciting world of mechanical keyboards, Akko is one of my favorite brands for beginners to get into the hobby. Besides some of the clone keycaps, I think Akko does a really good job in providing unique and quality pre-built keyboards and keycaps at a very affordable level. Recently, Akko has been diving into custom keyboards, as seen with some of my previous Switch videos. But the product we have for review today is something that I'm super excited about, as it is Akko's first attempt at a custom keyboard. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm your host, Brian Stormy, typing up a storm. Before we start the video, only a small percentage of those that watch my video are actually subscribed. So if you enjoyed today's video, consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel. It's free, and you can always change your mind later. With that being said, enjoy the video. The Mod 001 is a 10 keyless CNC mechanical keyboard kit from Akko. It's priced at $129.99, which is surprisingly good for an aluminum keyboard, especially at the 10 keyless size, and it even features hot swap, which is always nice to have in my opinion. However, some of the other features are a bit lacking, as the case design is only a tray mount and the switch orientation is north facing, which leads to switch interference with cherry profile keycaps. At the same time, the hot swap supports both 3-pin and 5-pin, which is really good. The case comes in two colors of purple and gray to complement some of their keycaps, which I think is a really nice touch. When building a custom keyboard, I think that having a theme and color coordination is a topic that's not talked about a lot, and it's also super convenient to be able to buy everything you need from one place. Moving on to the unboxing, I was actually pretty impressed by the packaging. Akko used a thicker box this time, which was an upgrade from their standard cardboard packaging. And the box was super heavy. Inside the box you have your keyboard, user manual, which was only in Chinese, and a rubber USB-C cable. And FYI, there is no keycap or switch pullers, so if you're buying this as your first keyboard, you're going to need both of them. For the keyboard, I got the gray color, which looks really nice with the two-tone silver on top and the gray on the bottom. There are a lot of details on the design of the case that makes it pretty interesting, like the top lines having an angle, the right corner being slanted, and the little accent on the bottom left corner. Whether or not you like these design choices is your personal preference, but I think that this gives the board a lot of character. One aspect that I was confused about was the way that they hit the screws underneath the rubber feet. Technically, you don't have to take apart the keyboard, as you can just put in the switches and keycaps and be done. But for most custom keyboard kits, the majority of the people are looking to take apart the keyboard in order to mod it. So the fact that you have to take off the rubber feet to take apart the keyboard is a bit inconvenient. Taking apart the keyboard, Akko did a good job including foam for both plate and case. This is becoming pretty common in the hobby nowadays and is almost an expectation at this point. They didn't list what the plate material is, but it feels like aluminum, and this thing is a finger magnet. Moving on, another thing that I was impressed by was that the PCB uses a daughter board, which is seen in more expensive custom keyboards. I never seen Akko use this before, so it was pretty cool. For modding the keyboard, I did my usual band-aid mod for the stabs on the PCB and on the plate. It is a bit disappointing to be using plate mount stabs for a nice keyboard kit, but Akko's stabs are usually pretty decent and not hard to make sound good compared to a lot of the other pre-built keyboards that I've reviewed on the channel. You could get better plate mount stabs like Cherry or Duro, but I usually don't find the need to for Akko boards. One other thing that I did was put some tape on the top case to reduce some of that ping coming from the metal on metal contact between the top and bottom case. For switches, I got the new Akko CS Jelly Black switches, which I was pretty excited about until I realized Apple Maker only sent me one pack of 45. But hey, it wouldn't be a keyboard video unless something is scuffed, right? Anyways, the switches have a 50 gram actuation force with an extension spring that makes it the heaviest Akko CS switch. But with the bottom out force of 60 grams, it will be a good weight for a lot of people, including myself. On the website, this switch kinda looks like Garon Ink Blacks, but in person they look more aquamarine. These new switches are an improved version of the original CS switches, but are they actually better? Plot twist? There is no plot twist, yes, these switches are better. These box stems have been really good in reducing stem wobble, and I've noticed that the housing on these Jelly Blacks were super tight. They feel more complete as a whole in terms of both feel and sound than the original CS switches, and for only $2 more for a pack of 45 switches, they're definitely worth that price. Are they better than the Akko TTC switches? Well, no. Akko TTC sound better in my opinion, but at the same time you have to understand that those switches are $6.99 for 10 switches. That's a big baller switch. Since I only have 45 of these jelly blacks, I put them in the keys that you'll be actually hearing in the sound test, like the alphas and stabilizers. I have OCD, so this is bothering me a lot. It feels like I'm wearing mismatching shoes. For the keycaps, I went with MT3 Susuwatari from Drop. This set is inspired by the fictional character Susuwatari that you might have seen from the Studio Ghibli movies of Spirited Away and My Neighbor Totoro. It is a simple yet clean colorway, and I'm honestly in love with the set. The MT3 profile was a bit strange to me at first, but now it is one of my favorite keycap profiles, and I love using it when typing for long periods of time. I love the little color accents on the mods, and they also included red accent keys as well, but I just decided to go with the monochromatic look here. So here's the finished keyboard. I think that it looks absolutely gorgeous. For Akko's first custom mechanical keyboard, I think that they did an amazing job. There are a lot of things I like, including the case design, including foam, and even using a daughter board, which all provide really good value to the keyboard. At the same time, there are a lot of things that Akko can improve on, whether it's using screw-in stabilizers, different plate materials other than aluminum, and different mounting styles other than tray mount. But I see all of these being addressed in some of their newer keyboard kits like the Mod 007, which is good to see. For the north-facing switches, as much as a lot of people including myself would love to see south-facing, I don't think it's changing in their new keyboards looking at the pictures. Apparently a lot of people in China use SA profile, so it's not really an issue to them, and Akko as a brand appeals to a lot of beginners who might prefer having RGB. Personally, I usually have RGB off unless it's underglow, but one thing that I did find annoying was that the RGB turns on by default every time I plug in the keyboard. I wish that if I had turned it off previously, the next time I plug it in the keyboard, it would stay off. As far as the typing experience goes, even though this keyboard is a tray mount, I think that it's pretty solid. Not the most flexible typing experience, but I don't really have anything to complain about either, other than the fact that there is some ping if you press down on the switches super hard. In addition, these jelly black switches are pretty smooth, and I'm overall pretty satisfied with how the build turned out. Before I show you the sound test, I just want to ask you to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed today's video. I have a lot more exciting content coming up that you do not want to miss. Also go follow my socials like Instagram and TikTok. Big thanks to Eppomaker and Drop for sending out the products for review. Everything mentioned today will be in the description below, so if you want to help support the channel, feel free to use my affiliate links. The Mod 001 itself is sold out on the Eppomaker website, so I'll include it on Akko's website. But make sure to check out Eppomaker as they have a lot of other cool stuff and are having their biggest sale of the year right now. I've been your host Brian Stormy typing up the storm, and until next time, stay safe and take care.